Good morning, traders. Welcome to StockCast. My name is Todd Derby, along with my co-host James Mason, where our goal is to bring you some insights and ideas for your daily trading activities. Good morning, James. How are you?
Todd, good morning. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well. Maybe we should ask the members, those that are here early, go ahead and hit that like button and help build our following, our membership, the algos putting them to work. Hitting the like button helps it out.
Everybody hit the number one if you felt like Todd came in today very enthusiastic. I like that. Todd brought that energy today.
Right. Todd, he's the man. If he can't do it, nobody can.
Exactly. Well, Todd, that's definitely the most exciting thing pre-market here, because the pre-market still sucks.
Well, it's still September, so in October is usually a suckier month. So just chill and relax. We'll get there.
Yeah, there have been a couple companies who have released their earnings and are just getting desecrated. Like, I mean, they're just getting demolished. I don't even know why I'm laughing right now, but it's I don't know why I'm laughing. Like it's so funny. They're getting destroyed. I'm not that much of a bear. But really, I mean, it's to be expected. With so many things that have just been building up for so long, that the slightest thing now when a company releases earnings are just going to be just magnified.
Right.
So that's why a lot of these companies are just getting beat up under earnings releases. And we will see companies who release good earnings and their stock is just going to just tank because that's just the way it is.
Do you think the threat of the government shutdown today, today's the deadline, is playing any role in any of that?
Yeah, I mean, it always does play a role, but I mean, at the same time, I mean, if you look back at all the years, I mean, because this crap happens every damn year. You know, I swear Wall Street just uses this as just another tool in their tool chest, another tactic to make moves when they need to make moves, reposition stuff, readjust, and whatever they're going to do.
So I read an article like 3 days ago. I wish I'd saved it, but it was saying during the government shutdowns, the market's actually gone up every shutdown except for two. And both those times it was barely break even. Like it was just under. And the worst time was a 10-day shutdown under President Trump's time. Mm-hmm. But even then it was minuscule compared to what we all expect to happen. So I find this government shutdown is really just, I think, really for the CNN news stations more than it is for us.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like it causes the market to go into a free fall. It just creates so much volatility. That's the hard thing.
Right.
But hey, we pay those people our tax dollars to go up there and do a job, get the job done. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to negotiate this out until the job is done.
The one day of the year they have to work more than 4 hours.
Yeah, exactly. You know, they're gonna kick the can down the road, and then they'll get another extension, and then another extension, and then who knows? All right, so let's just go ahead and get into it. Let's start off with we'll hit the overall market, and then we'll go into POAI. Let me share my screen. All right, so looking at the S&P 500 futures, and this is where we currently set up. So I'm still looking for that breakdown here, guys. I want to see the market keep turning over. Well, not that I want to see it. It's just what it's looking like it's going to do. But I want to see the market, keep doing this thing right here. It's still breaking down, looking super weak, and I'm still feeling like we're going to get some radical bearish days coming. Like if you remember when the pandemic started and it started unloading, that's the stuff I'm expecting. You know, days like this where we have these 400, 500, 600, point moves, and then maybe more. So this is the setup that I've been looking for. That is ultra bearish, and it looks like it's going to break down like very hard. So I'm looking at for the overall market, and we'll just have to take it from there. So Giovanni, thank you for the tip. Let's see. Yes.
We're going to talk about POAI, so we'll be able to answer that question, Giovanni.
We are still bullish. Inside joke. It's become a joke now because it was so annoying. Like for months, people asking, "Are we still bullish on this?" James, I know you're still holding shares. Are we still bullish? Yeah. Like, all right. So POAI, you probably have heard of it. So looking at the daily chart here. Okay, so yesterday we closed out at 129, currently pre-market at 128. We're up to, I believe, like 132, 133, somewhere in there. But there really is like no volume pre-market. So we're coming up here. We have to see what this is going to do on the daily chart. Now, we all know how a lot of these traders are. And a lot of you are watching this show right now. We are expecting something soon, like very soon. But we know how traders are, where they get in and then one day into it, they're like, okay, they didn't get no news last night. And I'm like, who said news was happening last night? And then the next day they're like, where's this damn news at? And then the third day they're like, oh my God. Even though I'm making damn money, oh my God, we still don't got no news. I don't know why retail traders expect instant 1,000% returns overnight. I don't know. But a lot of these people, I know they're getting weak hands. And honestly, guys, I'm tired of holding hands. If you're getting weak hands and getting worried, man, just get out. I'm just sick of it. I mean, if you don't believe in the trade to where you can't just like invest into it, if you don't believe into them, especially after that 68-page quantum research report was released to me, if you're getting weak hands, you didn't read that report. So you make your decision. If you feel worried, get the hell out of the trade. If you read the report, you wouldn't be worried. So on this daily chart, we are catching some resistance right here, but we do need that momentum to come in and break it above that 135 range and actually hold. Now, it does seem weird that, let me go to the 30-minute chart. I'm going to zoom out for everyone and turn off all these indicators. All right. So this is our current run-up phase. It does seem weird that, and this ain't like weird in terms of like predictive oncology. I'm talking about weird in terms of like the market makers. It does seem weird that they're not letting this thing really break above 135. They'll let it play around 135, but they won't let it like go over 135. But at the same time, at least up to this moment, they're not letting it drop either. Every time over like last week, it has started to dip. It's been bought right back up with pretty decent volume. And with a lot of those days actually having a lot of volume. But I don't know, it's just a little odd. Now, I do have
which one has to ask, why is it odd? What is going on here? What potentially, you have to think through this puzzle. What potentially could be going around the 135 price target? What's special about that number?
So they have those warrants.
Oh.
And my theory is the market makers don't want those warrants getting onto the market for a certain reason. Again, this is a conspiracy with nothing backing it.
It's speculation, which is what we do in the business.
Yes. It's just odd that the momentum has been there, and we've had it starting to push up there, but they control it. They'll throttle it down, and they just control it right below 135. But at the same time, they're not letting it really drop either. They're just keeping it pinned in this area.
So if they don't want the warrants executed, they don't want the warrants on the marketplace, ask the same question. Why? I mean, you and I have talked about this, and so I'm not really catching the conversation.
I know.
I'm asking our membership. These are the questions you have to ask when you're in a position like this. Why are they pinning this price between 127 and 135? There's a reason. There's no coincidences in the marketplace.
Nope.
So there's a reason what's going on here, and our best guess is the warrants. They don't want the warrants exercised for a reason. And it's only speculation, but there's something going on that's gonna happen.
I believe, and this is just speculation, I believe that they can't have those warrants to get exercised because it's going to screw up the share structure for a deal that potentially could be in place. Because maybe there's a deal in place that, you know, with a certain deal, they've calculated something, I don't know, on a certain amount of shares, and exercising warrants is going to add additional shares onto the market, which one is going to just screw up the deal, but two, in order for them to go on with the deal, they'd have to restructure everything. They'd have to wait for those new shares to settle in the market, you know, that kind of stuff. That's just my speculation.
Well, I think that's a wide open, vague speculation. But I think it's important for people to hear what you just said, is that if there's a deal in place, some type of partnership, buyout, relationship, they're working with a share structure that's there, and they talked about some hard numbers. And if those warrants get exercised, they have to revisit those numbers and recalculate those numbers.
Exactly.
So our guess fits our narrative to why this is being pinned around 130 to 135. We could be wrong, but it fits the narrative.
And this isn't like how, if any of y'all have ever like traded OTC, you will know exactly what I'm saying. When in the OTC world, when you hear everybody coming up with all kind of like theories of, yeah, the market makers are playing games at X price right here, just hold it down. They're trying to get our shares and all this shit. First off, OTC world, ain't nobody trying to get your damn shares. It's OTC. And second off, there's a billion more shares out there that company is diluting on you in any OTC run. But we're not talking about an OTC company. We're talking about a legitimate company trading on the NASDAQ, and which they have the highest requirements to be here on this exchange. And we also know that they have a viable product. So another thing we can kind of think about is that publication we were supposed to get at the end of summer. Now, you notice it hasn't been released yet. Now, that's not because of predictive oncology is just like not doing their job or anything. That publication, that's been in everyone's hands, you know, not like the public's hands, but that's been in their hands. That's how they came up with that PR showing, at a minimum 70% accuracy. But there has to be a reason why that hasn't been published. And that does neither anything positive nor negative once they release it, because it's already been spoken about. So these are just things to just kind of keep in mind. And I know somebody's out there is thinking, and they're already hitting the panic button in their mind, like, oh my God. So James is saying to sell. I know someone out there is thinking that. No, there are no coincidences in the stock market. Things happen and things don't happen for certain reasons. So all pieces of the puzzles, guys, or not puzzles, but all pieces of the puzzle. And you just have to just keep it in your mind, keep thinking about it. So anyways, like I was saying, how like a lot of people come up with these theories in OTC world about like them keeping it restricted at a certain price. This ain't the same scenario. We've had the momentum to push up above 135. It's just been controlled. We've been in this. It's just being controlled right at 135. We've had people nailing it with 100,000+ shares at 134, and it will go up over 135, and they'll throttle it right back down just below 135 and just keep it pinned there. So there is a strategic reason. We just don't know. We don't have an official clue as to what is actually happening. And we won't know until everything is finalized. So just food for thought. That's just some of my theories. Y'all take it for what it's worth, for educational purposes.
Not financial advice.
Yeah, not financial advice.
No, it's a good conversation. It's a good conversation to process and think about what's going on here. And if any of our theories are partially true, it'll be exciting one morning when we wake up and we see a gap up to something much higher than $1.30.
Yeah, and the thing is, we haven't even had a run yet. Decent run from $1 to 130 something. Okay, whatever, 30%. Not really hard to put up 30% on a $1 stock. So we haven't even started a run yet. But I guess really the point I'm trying to make here is we haven't started a run yet. And for them to control this around 135, someone has to be getting either their ducks in a row, whether it be shares or whatever, or controlling it based off of whatever news is going to come out in the future, and they can't script the share structure. So there's the bell. But anyways, it's just going to be one of those things that we will have to watch and see what happens. So I don't know. That's pretty much the only stock in the stock market to talk about.
It's the only
it's the only stock in the stock market. Yeah.
All right. Market's open. We'll see you guys. Have a safe day of trading. Be careful. And we will see you the next time.
All right, everybody. So again, take care, trade safe, trade smart, and watch out just for the overall market. And let's see what happens with predictive oncology. And we will catch y'all later.